Let us disconnect here.
Here are the top reasons to choose Ridealong Live for your wedding video production. Now, your wedding day is one of the most important days of your life. It is a day that you would want to cherish and remember forever. That's why it's important to choose the right company to handle your wedding video production. Here are some of the reasons why you should choose us. Professionalism. Now, we are a team of experienced professionals who are dedicated to providing high-quality video production services. We have worked with countless couples to capture their special day and create videos that they can cherish for a lifetime. Attention to details. Now, we understand that every wedding is unique. That's why we take the time to get to know and understand our clients' individual need. We pay attention to every detail, from lighting to song to the editing, to ensure that your video is perfect. Creativity. We are always looking for new and innovative ways to capture that special day. We use the latest equipment and techniques to create a video that are both beautiful and unique. Customization. We understand that every couple has different needs and preferences. That is why we offer customizable packages to meet your every need. We work with you to create a package that meets your budget and your vision. And last but not least, customer satisfaction. Now, our goal is to provide you with a video that you would love. We are committed to customer satisfaction and will work with you in every step of the way to ensure that you're happy with the final product. Choose Ridealong Live for your wedding video production and let us capture the special day in a way that you can cherish forever. Speak to our dedicated representative. Call 718-701-5720. We travel worldwide. Ridealong Media Group. Always amazing, always exceeding your expectations. Yeah. How are you doing? Welcome to Wednesday on the Ride Along Live Wednesday. Before I say anything else, I must say happy International Women's Day to all the women all around the world. International Women's Day. Very important and significant day, guys. It's March 8th. And listen, this is just a time to really pay tribute and honor the women, both that are past and that are here and those in the future, right? Because they have played such a significant role and continue to play such a significant role. And in this year, 2023, women are still fighting for equality, still fighting for equal pay. It is not an even playing field. And we want to highlight these things, right? Women are fighting for equality in 2023. And in some places, some women are subject to all sorts of things just because they are women. Some women can't even drive in 2023. So guys, 2023, this year, we want to speak out and support women equality. Happy International Women's Day to all the women all around the world. Thank you, guys. Yes. I'm in blue today, Lacey J. Thank you for recognizing that. Yeah, I wanted to set the mood right. I wanted to set the blue, the kind of vibey blue mood. Eslyn, thank you so much. Donna, thank you so much. Let me see who's first up on the ride today, guys.
Donna Felix, thank you so much, Donna Felix. Now, everybody, please share the program because you know what we've been having over this past couple weeks and months. We've been having some problems with Facebook, and that situation I've still not repaired. Still having issues. So, in order to get the word out, you got to share. You got to share it once. You got to share it twice. Share it 3 times. Just share the thing. Just share it up. Donna Lewis, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wendy, thank you. How are you doing, Wendy? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Vernice, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you so much as well. Guys, tonight we have a very unique story to share, right? On this International Women Day, we still see so much abuse, physical, emotional, and mental abuse towards women. And my guest today, she finally developed the strength, man, to come out and share her story. Uh, I'm sure that there have been a lot of people who may have told her not to share the story, but she wanted to share the story because she understands that by sharing the story, it might help someone out there. As you saw the headline, yeah, she felt like she was married to a criminal. Agnes is here to share her story with us. But before I bring in Agnes, guys, need more shares, need more shares. Denise, Alexander, my friend, how you doing? Thank you so much, thank you so much. Share, 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 share. Noel Charles, why are you changing him again? Rena, I call you. Pick up yourself. Guys, share, share, share. Please share, please share, please share, because I think that, it's important that as much people hear this story because it definitely could change the life of someone. Kibbs, yes, tag somebody and share. Tag somebody and share. Garden Boney, thank you so much. Guys, and also, I have to say this, that, last month we had, we set a threshold in terms of the amount of support and stars that we was expecting. And last month, guys, we far surpassed the 5,000 limit, the 5,000 mark, right? I'm trying to do this year. I'm sorry, this month, sorry. So I'm urging you guys, please continue to support this platform by giving us some stars. There is a star button somewhere in the bottom of the screen. Just click that stars, and we really appreciate the stars, guys. Thank you so much. It will assist us continue to do what we're doing here on a daily basis. So give us some stars, give us some likes, give us some shares. You know what I mean? All of that stuff definitely support the platform. All right. All right. So let me not waste any more time, because I think we may go a little bit over time today because this story is that important. All right. So help me welcome to the ride right now. I call her the fearless lady. Uh, Agnes is here with us. Agnes, how are you doing today?
I'm all right.
I call you the fearless lady. You're strong, you're resilient, you bounce back, you're a fighter, all of the above.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
trying.
Yes, 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 yes. All right. So before we even start your story, Agnes, you know what? Bring your phone up a little bit because I look higher than you. Just kind of, there's a lot of space above your head. Just
Okay.
kind of eliminate all that space above your head. So bring yourself kind of. No, no, no. It's too much over your head. So okay, all right, that's fine. I'm not seeing your whole face though.
Okay. Okay. Let me sit up then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Sit up.
yeah. All
That's
right.
better.
That's a lot better. Very much. Yes, it's better. It's better. So before we start, Agnes, why did you? I mean, everyone saw the title, "Married to a Criminal." We'll get to understand everything shortly. But why did you initially wanted to share this story about your life?
W- Two things. One of the things I recognize here in Florida
Right.
is that the sheriff and them don't really act until something drastic happen
Yeah.
because they turn it it's a marital issue, it's you understand. And Another thing is I met a lady a few months ago while I was going through this problem. Right at the beginning of this problem, I met a lady. Wow. Where did I go? Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
I met a lady. Okay. I met a lady in a skilled nursing facility.
Uh-huh.
This lady is only 61 years old, and she's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing she knew was her name at the time,
Right.
so that her memory tends to go and come. But eventually, she was able to tell me a few things, such as, I have 2 sons. I am from Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I don't know where they are, and I can't say I know they were the dad and whatever.
Right.
And she has no visitors. So I did a little bit of digging, like I asked the social worker, I asked the director of nursing to get a little bit more insight into why she was here. And they said she has nobody. But she told me the name of her 2 sons, and she said that the father took them. And right there, I think it was like, that could be me one day, because I think she came here and something happened and she ended up on the street. And because she was diabetic, it actually, she maybe went into a hypo or hyperglycemic coma, and it affected her brain. Yes. So that is when she spoke to me, and I kind of reflect back on my situation, and I said, oh, that could have been me. If I was put under the bridge, is either a sniff, mental institution, or prison.
Wow.
Well, that is what normally happen here in this country.
Yes.
So I came and I reflect a lot on it. And people ask me, I'm still in the marital home. Why do you stay? Why don't you go and find somewhere else to live?
Right.
Or leave? And I said to them,
I don't even want to go there yet. I
okay.
ain't want to go there yet. Because I want to first understand. I want to start from the beginning to have a holistic understanding of your story.
Okay.
So the individual that we're talking about, right? Tell us about how you met the individual and how the relationship, transpired from the time you met him.
Okay, we went to a school together back in 1985. Okay. I haven't seen this individual for more than 20 years. And then for some reason, I saw him resurface or surface on Facebook. And the way he was looking, he was very depressed. So I just reached out, I said, oh, what's wrong with you? And then at first he said it was nothing. And then eventually he started talking and started opening up, and then but he didn't even tell me the story. All he said is, oh, I have a problem. My wife called the police on me because I took her cell phone. Well, she said I took her cell phone. And that was all of the story that I got.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I didn't get the whole story. And then we start talking, and I was saying, well, how can the police just arrest you just for a cell phone in your own house? It's marital property anyway.
Right.
And he said, oh, my wife is you don't know my wife is this, my wife is that, and he started complaining about the woman, And then eventually we start talking, but he never told me that he was out on bail. And as a matter of fact, when he was talking to me, he had that tag on his leg.
Yeah, he had a tag on his leg.
Yes, I didn't even know he was tagged.
Yeah, the GPS tracking bracelet.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So we start talking, and then eventually we start communicating. And because I've done mental health, I could have picked up that there was some depression and a little bit of thing that need. So I start speaking to him and start giving him, insight of what to do and how to cope, and
Right.
just giving him hope. I try to give him hope that eventually there will be light under the tunnel, and we start chatting, and we one thing led to another and another, and then he introduced me to his one of his sister-in-law, and then she now collaborated his story, so that means she was lying also. And we continued chatting, and eventually we end up chatting, and then he wanted to come to England. I think he went to the he got his lawyers because he had money, so he had big shot lawyers,
Right.
and he got a lawyer to get a prosecutor to give him time. So he came to England for 1 week, and I actually sponsored the trip, and
Right.
and then he came back.
At this point in time here, you, besides the fact that you could have tell he was a little bit depressed and anything like that, so far, did you see any red flag with that person? Could you recognize anything?
Not. I know when I met him the first time after 20 years in person, I was saying to myself, no, you could see that he needed help in some way.
Right.
So, I just took him out. I drove him around the country, entertained him. And when he came back, we continued talking. And eventually he at the end of 2017, I think he was going to finalize his divorce.
Right.
And then he had a divorce finalized at the end of 2017. No, January 2017. And then 2 months after he divorced, he bought a ring and wanted to come to England to marry me. And I said no.
It was very quick. He wanted to move the process
very
quickly.
Very quickly.
Right.
And I said no.
But still, you didn't observe, you didn't see anything that would kind of raise a red flag to say, boy, I got to watch him cross eye a bit.
No. And then again, I came here. I did visit Florida. And all of the family, every one of them was collaborating in the story.
Right. But what you said here, I don't mean to interrogate you on the story. I just want to get a full sense of understanding. You said that he was wearing a bracelet, so he was in jail. He was incarcerated. Did he ever explain to you the real reason why he was locked up?
No. What I'm telling you is I only found out quite later on, because I thought he went to, like when the police arrest you and they release you the next day. I thought it was something like that. I didn't know until later on that he spent time there because of violation of the court order.
The court order. Okay. All right. So let's bring it up to speed. Boom, you met him. You guys started to talk. One thing led to a next. The relationship blossomed. He was still married, going to the tail end of his marriage. Shortly after that, he wanted to get married to you. As soon as the divorce was final, shortly after, he proposed to you. He came to England and proposed to you.
He didn't come to England. He proposed to me before.
Okay.
And then he went ahead. He said, oh, I want to get married, blah, blah, blah. So I tell him, I said, England is not easy to get married in England, because even if he came to England, he couldn't marry me anyway. Right. Because you have to be living in England for a certain amount of time. So he was even suggesting that we go to one of those, he will come to England and we go to Spain or one of those other countries and get married. That was how desperate it was.
So he was desperate or you was desperate? Who was desperate?
Him. And I turned him down.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, listen, I know you said you come out of a traumatic situation. I want you to go away, spend time on your own, try and regain yourself, try to live with yourself before you could think about getting to live with anybody else, Because if I come out under a traumatic situation, like me now, I can't see myself having a relationship for a long time for what I went through now. So I was giving him this kind of advice to try and find himself. But he didn't want to hear. If you if you look at the messages, to one point in time, I tell him, I say, it was like a bit of harassment. I said, no, I told you, no, don't come, don't buy the ticket, don't come to England. I would not pick you up on the airport. And I kept to my words because I think he needed to learn the hard way. Because what I think is that if I did go and pick him up and let him come in with me, he was going to force his way into this marriage. He wasn't taking no for an answer. So he came to England. He went to his niece and nephew house. I did visit only once. And then he went back to America, came back here, and then I helped him a bit, and he regained himself. He started to gain employment, and because and that is another thing, after he been out of the job market for more than 18 months, it was hard for him to get back in there.
Right.
And that's another thing we'll talk about later. So he came back and he started working, and then I visited. And when I came here, as I said to you, I met the sister-in-law and them, and they collaborated story but no one told me that he spent time in jail. You understand? Like when somebody get arrested today and you go and you get bail and you come home.
Right.
I thought that was a story.
Right. So far, there's no real red flags. You haven't seen
no real red flags.
Okay.
No.
Right.
So far, no real red flags. Only the point of him being pushing for the marriage.
Yeah. So go ahead from there again.
And then we started communicating and everything. But I didn't realize that the marriage was something like a financial arrangement for him, because he knew that he makes over $150,000 a year. And if he has to pay tax, it's going to be a big amount of tax. And he knew while he was married, he's paying tax for both him and the wife. So he's actually not going to pay this amount of tax. So that's one of the reasons why I think he was rushing the marriage, so that he wouldn't have to pay the IRS tax, that amount of tax.
Okay.
So I married him in January of 2018. And then that same year, he filed tax in my name.
Okay. As a dependent.
Yes. Okay. So your husband and wife, you just filed, as jointly husband and wife.
Okay.
Right.
There's no big savings to realize in that situation. It's not like he was a child. So you think you're thinking that the reason why he wanted to get married so quickly is because he could have saved on his taxes? It was a financial gain for him?
Not only it was not only the taxes. We'll come to that other part of it in a minute.
Okay.
So he the taxes is one thing, but then the other benefit is like, he married to a woman that he doesn't have to give anything. You understand?
Okay.
Because throughout the whole marriage, there was no birthday, there was no holidays, there was no gifts, there was nothing. He doesn't know about that. He doesn't have that in his nature.
Okay.
He doesn't give. So after in January 2018, we got married, and I went back to England because I wasn't going to stay here and not do anything. So I went back to England and I was working. And then when he applied for my green card, and when the time for me to really get the green card was coming close by, I got rid of everything. I post, like, my daughter is in England, but I post my furniture, I post into my mom's house. Then I did a few barrels. I posted to his house with a certain amount of stuff. And I got rid of the house, and I came. And then I didn't come immediately. COVID came, so I had to stay back a bit. So after that, maybe in 2021, we were looking for a house, and he said to me, "Oh, you need to come to Florida to sign the deed." Apparently, he tried to do the purchasing of the house and everything without me, but the realtor told him Florida law doesn't allow that.
Okay.
So he had to contact me and tell me to come. That man contacted me on the 7th of March 2021 and said to me You need to come and sign the deed. The Rideator say you have to sign it. Okay, fine. Can she send it to me by DocSign? My niece is in the hospital. She has COVID. She's in ICU.
Right.
I cannot leave. Even if she has a partner, the partner is not her closest relative. So if anything was to happen to my niece, I have to be there to represent my sister.
Right.
And then he said, no, you have to come. So now I transfer the pressure of what should have been for me onto my daughter. And I came here. Only to find out later on that the same deed that he was calling me to sign on the 7th, he already signed it on the 5th of March.
So he faked your signature?
No, he didn't put my signature. That's what I'm telling you. He didn't put my signature on the deed. So he wasn't calling me to sign the deed. He called me to sign his mortgage.
Okay. How would that
So
benefit?
Huh?
How does your, so he wanted to have your name on the mortgage?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I came, he brought me and we both of us signed for the mortgage.
Okay.
But I didn't know that the deed was not included because most of the time you don't do things disjointed. Everything is done together.
Okay.
So I signed for his mortgage and he signed for his deed. So the house is in his name. The mortgage is in both of us' name. Okay. So before I came here in this country to even do one day work, I already accumulated over almost $400,000 worth of debt.
Oh.
Jointly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stick a pin right there. Stick a pin right there. There are some new followers that I want to bring up to date and to speed on what's happening. Guys, if you just join us here, we're speaking to Agnes. And Agnes just shared with us so far that after meeting this man over a period of time that she knew for a while, she met him, they reconciled, a relationship blossomed. She was living to England. He came, he rushed. She felt rushed that, you know, in getting married. Anyway, some of the signs, some of the small signs, like, you know, things like he was wearing an ankle bracelet, all of those things was not ignored. She didn't recognize that that was what it was. So she didn't know the history, the real history of the man. So far, she don't know the history of this man. Anyway, she got married, and there was he was anxious to get her back to the U.S. to sign certain document, mortgage document. Now she believed that it was more a transactional. At this point, she's thinking that it's a transactional arrangement because he wants to relieve himself of the cost, the expenses, the benefits of taxes and other stuff, right? So she came down and she signed the document only to know it wasn't the deed document that she was signing. She was actually signing a mortgage document, right? Which immediately put her in responsibility as well for paying back the mortgage on the house. Now, some of you might say that she ignored a lot of the warning signs thus far. We're going to find out what really transpired, what happened, why is she now saying that this man that she met and relationship blossomed and things started to happen, why is she now saying that the man that she was married to a criminal? So there's a lot more to follow. So I hope you guys paying attention and keeping up to speed. All right. Okay. All right. So they up to speed. They're up to speed now. All right. So you then found out that the document that you were signing was the mortgage. It put you in debt because now you on the hook. If bills ain't paid, if mortgage ain't paid, it's on you.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. I'm just remember I came in to the US the Saturday night, and we were supposed to sign the document on the Monday. He never sent me copies for me to read.
Right.
And when the lady came with the document, maybe she was of the opinion that I have read it.
But why you didn't read the document before you signed it?
Well, you know, I can't even explain to you what actually happened on that day. That day, well, normally how the people in the UK do things, we do it professionally. But what I saw happen here wasn't professional because the mortgage lady who came to sign this document met us in is it Panera bread or Pandora, whatever bread they call it, in a restaurant.
Right. Pandora.
And we signed it.
I know what you're talking about.
and we signed the document there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she was like in a hurry, just signed to this. It's about a whole hundred and something.
But you still should know that you should have read the document.
Yes, I should have read it, and I know today I actually beat myself up for that.
Okay.
Because I should have refused to sign that document until I have read the whole document.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But remember, I'm sitting there with my husband. You understand?
Right. Yes.
This is a man I am supposed to trust.
Right. And you have, at this point, you have no reason not to trust him.
I don't have no reason not to trust him because I have the message on my phone saying you're coming to sign the deed.
Right.
I don't mind was to sign the mortgage, but I needed to sign the deed also. If I'm going to be liable for the debt, my name should be on the deed.
Mm-hmm.
So when I realized, I think I knew something wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the sister-in-law was here, she mentioned something to me. She said, "Are you sure that your name is on this mortgage, on the deed?"
You did, yeah.
I said, "I don't know." You know, at that time I was frustrated too. So we decided to buy a second house. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I caught him, he and the relator.
Mm-hmm.
And then is when I really checked myself. When he spoke to the relator, she asked him, "Is your wife working yet?" He said, "No, she's not working yet." Anyway, we're going to do what we did the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to find out what was it that they did the last time.
Mm-hmm.
But he wouldn't tell me. So I waited until the deed, the relator sent the deed for him to sign.
Mm-hmm.
And when they sent the deed, I printed it. I brought it to him and we sat side by side. That's to tell you how deceitful my husband is. We sat side by side in the library. I
Mm-hmm.
watched him sign and I said to him, "This saying first buyer, second buyer, where am I supposed to sign?"
Mm-hmm.
He told me, no, you're not going to sign that one. You're going to sign the other one. You understand?
Right.
By that time, he didn't know that I was on to him.
Okay. So by now you start to wise up and you start to say, well, wait.
I know. So I didn't tell him anything. I wait for the mortgage documents to come through.
Right.
And when the mortgage documents come through on the computer, I told him, I said, "I'm not going to sign it."
Uh-huh.
You understand?
Uh-huh.
So this thing didn't go through. So what actually come to a head and he started confessing to me is when I passed the board exam.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So since, as I told you about certain things that happened in December. Since
Right.
December, I concentrate and I got my documents to the boards, even though he misled me for some reason. I got my documents to the boards, and then in March, the boards approved me to do the exam. And I booked the exam in less than 3 weeks. I did the exam and I passed.
Mm-hmm.
And then he, when I passed the exam, I think he was a bit surprised that I passed it at the first go because most people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't studied for how many donkey years. So he was in Michigan, and he came back that night, as the Sunday night, and he wasn't a happy man. I don't know why he was grumpy. And then I had my cousin children here with me in the house.
Right.
And then he said to me, "I don't like people in my house." And that was what actually kind of really really ring a bell for me. And I said, "When you say I don't want people in your house, what do you mean? This is my family."
Right.
So eventually, then on the Monday, I took the kids to the mom and the dad house, and then I came back. And the next day, I had an interview. I went to the interview. He dropped me there, and I got the job at a hospital that he used to work, where they sacked him.
I'm stuck on the point where he's not acceptive of your own child being in the house.
Not my child, my cousin children.
Children, your cousin children, your family, sorry. being
Yes.
being in the house. Now,
Yes.
did you experience at this point in time that he might possibly have some kind of anger management issues, some abusive type of thing coming
Yeah,
out?
yeah. I knew that. I knew that because remember I told you from the very first weekend I spent in this country with him
Yeah,
on the green card, he verbally abused me.
right,
So I knew that he had anger issue. I was getting the verbal abuse ever so often, you
right.
know.
But at that point, it was just verbal abuse. He telling you things, and so
Yes, at that point it was just verbal abuse.
it was nothing physical at this point.
There was one physical, but not physical. It was, I don't even want to say it. In December, before this April, there was another incident of sexual abuse.
Mm.
And that is why over the last few months he come here every day and try to get me to change my story. I have recordings. I have recorded him, and that's why he took the phone from me 2 days ago.
Right. Okay. All right. Slow down a bit. Slow down a bit. So now it is evident because he sexually abused you as his wife. People go say you can't rape your wife. Yes, in essence, you say that he raped you.
He did. He was angry. Like, remember I told you at one point in time that the brother and the sister-in-law was telling him that he was financially abusing me.
Right.
So that conversation when the son came here, remember he brought the son to take power attorney over me. And then when the son came and they had a squabble, then the brother came and the sister-in-law, they had a meeting with him.
Uh-huh.
And they told him that he was not treating me rightly. I should have access to his money and his accounts. Because through the marriage, more than 4 years of marriage, I've never seen any financial statement for this man.
Right. Now, I understand that. And sometimes sometimes people have a little stash away account where, they have one
Yes.
account and, you expose them. But hold on, I'm still stuck on the fact that he, yeah, I shouldn't even be stuck on that. I think we should just move on because it's not about that. It's not about that. But you obviously at this point, knowing that man have, abusive tendencies. If you say as a wife he had this um, sexual experience with you that you didn't want, he pushed himself on you that you didn't even authorize, and you was fighting, and it was a big brawl. So by now that this man is something is really not right with this man. There's something is absolutely wrong.
The point is I reach out to those family members that was close to me. Okay. I spoke to the sister-in-law down South Florida.
Uh-huh.
I told her about his behavior. I told the sister-in-law that was at that time she was living here.
Right.
And she knew, and the reason why when I started to explain to her what he was doing, she told me that, oh, that man, all you know is just give in to them. So for the whole month of December, I quit my job. The whole month of December, I locked myself in that room. For the whole month of December, I just locked myself in that room trying to cope. And then, as I said to you, the only thing that I had was to say, let me get my own financial independence back.
Right. Right.
That's the reason why I pushed myself to do my exam and get my bits. Yeah, I didn't know. Even the sister-in-law told the niece. Okay, he told me, oh, the sister-in-law told the niece that he wasn't treating me right, so I locked myself in the room for a whole month.
Right.
So I just wanted to, when you're in a situation, I said to at one point in time, I said, oh, this is my cross. I have to carry it,
Uh-huh.
And then when the situation become like after I passed the exam and I got the job. And one thing I don't like is wicked people because the sister-in-law down South Florida, The day he started on me here, the day he started on me here in this house, is the day the job called me and tell me what they're going to pay me. And he was demanding that I put my money into his account.
What?
But I didn't say yes, I didn't say no. All that I said is that give me time. The lady told me I need 15 minutes to go on the computer and complete some documents. Let me go and do it. That document took me more than an hour and a half because he came in that room and he was just going on and on with the verbal abuse. I put the phone on speaker so that sister-in-law can hear him. She heard him.
He want. Oh God. Oh Lord have mercy. He is adamant about you depositing all your monies into his account.
Into his account. And so, not, I mean.
Do you guys have a mutual account? Do you know what monies?
Well, remember, I don't know if I told you how the joint account came by. After the night of the sexual abuse. He barricaded me in the room the morning because I was going to work. He barricaded me in that bedroom and told me I am not leaving until I tell him what I was going to do, meaning that he thought I was going to go and report him.
Oh.
At that time, I didn't even know where to go and report anybody because I'm just in this country for a few months.
Did you have a cell phone? Call somebody? You have a family?
I had 2 cousins somewhere around, but I was just trying to cope with this thing on my own. So when he barricaded me in the room and I tell him I need to tell him what I was going to do, I told him I don't know because I'm still processing everything that happened yesterday and last night and what is ever is happening here now. I'm still processing this thing. I don't know what to do. You understand? I'm not accustomed to this type of behaviors, you know. And he told me then, well, if you're not going to tell me what to do, you need to leave my house today. You need to leave my house today, or you can go back to England. And then I said,
hold on 1 second. You know, in true statistic, right? And this is something that a lot of people don't believe. In fact, we had a whole program on it at one point in time. And people are saying that they don't understand the theory. How could a man rape his wife? Some people say that is not possible, but in fact, it is. In fact, it is.
And rape is about consent.
Right.
It's either if you say yes or you say no. If I am not saying yes to you, you can't just violate my body.
Right.
You know?
Right. Go ahead.
I don't think I was going to report him to the police for that.
Right.
You know, even though I know it's a trauma that I carry with me for a long time and I always think about it. But, you know, the way he went about it, and then when he wasn't getting, as I said to you, and he want me, tell me, when you see he talking to you, you have to give him an answer right here, no, and then. And I can give you an answer. I don't even know how I'm going to be coping with this tomorrow. So when I left, I don't know whether or not he informed the sister-in-law, whether or not she knew. Right. So when I came from work that night, she came to me and said, oh, he has agreed to go to the bank tomorrow and he's going to put your name on the bank account. So you see how the joint account come about.
Well, that's how it came about.
I didn't agree that day.
Right.
And then the next day, they came again. And then the next day, the same sister-in-law and him again. And then eventually I said, okay, fine, let me just go and do it. And I did it. And when he put my name on the account and everything, it wasn't so much for my benefit, it was more to his benefit, because I was able to sort his life out for him, you know, and which he thanked me for, because I was able to get his credit, because that is another story, to get his credit up. Right. Because he foreclosed
Yeah.
With the ex-wife, he foreclosed on the house. He made the house foreclose on her, and that actually affected his credit. So I helped him a bit with that. So that's how the joint account come about. But I only had the joint account for about 4 months before we were separated. So you can say almost 5 years of marriage, I never seen any of his financial statement.
Yeah.
And he only gave me because he think I might report him.
Right.
Which I was not going to do.
Were you scared of this man, or did you start to be fearful of this man?
I was, what should I say? Yes, I was a bit scared. I was saying, to tell you the truth,
Junior.
Junior, to tell you the truth, my plan, which he didn't wait, because if he wait, he was going to get an easy way out. My plan was, I was going to do the exams. I'm going to pass my exam, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to work. I'm going to start working, right? I'm going to look for a job out of state, and then I was going to leave. That was my plan. I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay. I'm telling you, I couldn't stay. I was that unhappy.
Why you stayed?
One reason. So after that incident, and I went and dropped him back at the airport, and he went back to Baltimore. And then while I was here, the sister-in-law who was here with me, I think she never thought I was that type of person.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what perception they had of me. But when she sold her $1 million house, she came here because she was going in the process of buying another house. So she came here for a few months. And the way that I treated her, she never taught anybody. I don't even think any of her children have treated her that way. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I always treat her really, really, really good. And sometimes even when she offered me money to go and buy, to when I'm going to buy groceries and those things, I wouldn't take the money. I wouldn't take anything off her, And then one day she came. I always say that fireplace is like a magical place for me, by the fireplace. And she said to me, I have to tell you something, Do you know that me, B and A, that is the brother and the other sister-in-law, was hooking him up with a woman, or hook him up with a woman.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But when she told me that, I think maybe by that time I was numb of feelings. At that time, I didn't have any feelings anyway.
Mm-hmm.
When she told me that, I just look at her and I just walk away, And I walk away, and I went to the bedroom. So I said, I'm going to ask him that question when he called me tonight. So he called me. And then he said, I asked him, I said, what is this I'm hearing? No. And then he turned and asked me, where did you get that from?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that is something that he knew about.
Right. I wanna shift gears a bit, because I think we establish that the man start to show his true colors.
Yes.
Usually, some people are able to identify this type of red flags in the beginning, because, as I said, some people think that abuse is when you start getting slapped in the back of your head. No, sometimes abuse does start when, just by words in the beginning, and it escalates, and it evolves, right?
What actually one of the things I had to say is, when I was sick in 2019,
Uh-huh.
I broke my ankle. That is when I realized that he was not a very good person.
That's when you realize. I thought you realized that before.
In 2018, after I broke my ankle.
Oh.
Yeah, that is before I start to live here.
Okay.
And then well, I discussed it with my daughter. I discussed it with friends.
Uh-huh.
And they said to me, you know what? You haven't lived with this man. You marry him, you haven't lived with him. I think the best thing for you to do is to go to America and live with him. Maybe he's a different person. You understand? So that's the reason why I came. And when I came, he didn't even give not like a week before the verbal abuse started.
Yes.
So that was the first red flag. But the only consolation I had is that he walks out of state. So I was on my own. I was on my own through all the whole time I stayed in Florida.
Yes.
So that actually gave me a lot of consolation. I was able to do things and be on my own and reflect on a lot of things. And that is how I came and I passed my exam, which gave me independence.
Independence, yes.
Which was a very, very, very good thing, Junior. Because the minute time I passed that exam, this man become a different man because I'm going to have money now. So he become a different person. And it was then he started to confess to me. I bought two paintings to put in the dining area, and because he brought two paintings from his ex-wife house to this house and he put there. And I said to him, I don't want it there. Your kids come, they won't be happy to see that you take things from their mom's house and bring here.
Right.
And as me as a woman, I don't think it's right. And then he became very, very abusive, And then he thought, no, he's going to score points. I don't know if he was thinking we in some competition to tell me that it's a good thing that this house is not in your name.
Oh.
Yes. He said it's a good thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, the emotional abuse is a good thing this house is not in your name. I only got you here to sign the mortgage. I have created a trust for my children, and this house is part of it. You only have lifetime in this house.
So the truth started. The truth real thing.
The truth started to come out. So now you want me to work and pay for this house because you're going to retire soon. I will be working for the rest of maybe 10 years. So you want me to work and pay for a house that you put in a trust for your boys. So I look at him and I told him, to tell you the truth, Junior, at that time, I didn't have any emotions. I look at him and I said, thank you. Let me enjoy my lifetime. That was all I said. And that didn't stop there. That man, for the whole of that week, I even have the recordings. That man verbally abused me. He abused me. He threatened to throw me out on the street. He threatened to leave me without money. There was all the vile threats that you could think about in this world, he gave to me. And telling me he was going to go to the bank and transfer all the money from the joint account that we have and put it in an account where I can have no access to. So he left the house. He left the house to go and do that. So while he was on the way to the bank, I went on my app and I transferred some money into my account because I said, I am not going to go homeless here in Florida.
Right.
And I'm not going to let the house. And he threatened to put this house into foreclosure too. Well, the house is going to go into foreclosure. Why would the house go into foreclosure? Because even if we're going to get divorced, why should the house go into foreclosure? He knew the relationship was over. I couldn't have anything to do with you again after this because you're not honest. You're a very dishonest person, And then not only that, but you use it as an emotional tool to beat me up, So I said, I took the money and I put it in the account and I told him, I said, I will never let the house go into foreclosure. I will never. I will use the money to pay the mortgage and pay the bills until I start working. Junior, that man came back from the bank. He was angry. You see that chair there? He threw me on that chair. He threw me on that chair. He took this ball. Let me get the ball. Because all these things you see I have here, I pack up because he breaking everything. All that things that I pack up. And he took this big ball. And he came up to my face. He said, today you going to the hospital and I'm going to jail. He broke my glasses. He broke my chain. He took my phone. He beat. I have never seen that. Somebody will take a phone and they will knock it. He took that phone and he beat it. I have never seen that level of rage. And it's then I realized that he's capable of killing somebody. That big ball to my face, he wanted to kill me with. So when he did that, I called the sister-in-law and I told her, I said, this is what happened here. I said, I don't want to call the sheriff or the police for Nesfield. Oh, before he attacked me. Like that was about the Friday. But before he attacked me, that means the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday, I didn't sleep. Okay? Yeah. 3 nights and 3 days, I didn't sleep. So I start moving from one bedroom to another, and I asked him to leave me alone. He wouldn't leave me alone. If I go to a room, he come. I'll put a lock on the door on the inside. He will pierce it open and he will come in. So he wasn't leaving me alone. And then when he started threatening about the mortgage, then I went and I took the money so that I can, which was the right thing to do, because he hasn't paid any bills, mortgage, buy food or anything for the last year. So when he finished beating me up with a ball and everything else, I called his sister and I told all of them, I said, this is what he has done. But he called them and tell them that I took his money. I said, yes, I never hide it. I said, I took the money, but the money is not for me. I didn't buy a sweetie out of that money for myself, you know? So for the whole time, I went to that bedroom there and I stayed there. He wouldn't leave me. He took my bank cards. He took my passport. He took my green card. He took my driver's license. He took everything. I had nothing. For days, I had nothing. I couldn't go nowhere. He said, and when he took it, I didn't even realize, because where I had him, I didn't even realize he took it. He said, I want to see how you're going to get about now with no ID.
You were saying about how he attempted to run you over with the car.
Yes, that is at a later date.
Okay.
So this is when the sexual abuse and this first really physical abuse started.
Right.
And then the Sunday, I told him, I said, listen, you know, and with all that, I still didn't call the sheriff on him. I said, listen, I don't want to call the sheriff on you. You're a nurse. I don't want you to lose your license. All I want you to do is to behave yourself. You know, you need to go and do the right thing. You know, my name is on this mortgage. You need to go to the registry on the Monday morning and put my name on the deed. Okay, I'm going to do that. Sunday, we are in the room there. He came, threatened me with knife and gun.
Oh, boy.
You're going to go and get knife and you go and get gun. And the wicked sister-in-law down South Florida, she heard it. When he was saying it, I was on messenger, and I sent it to her. So when she heard him mention gun and knife, she tried calling his phone, and by that time he was going to look for the knife in the sink, by the sink or wherever where all the thing is. And I told her, I said, she called. She couldn't get him because he put the phone in one place and he was over there. So then she called me and she said, oh, I heard him talk about knife and gun. Can you ask him to answer his phone, please? And I said, okay, fine. I tell him, I said, and that's how I got out of the house, because I didn't want to alarm him to go out the front door, because if I go out the front door, it's obvious he's going to run behind me. So while his sister-in-law was on the phone speaking to him, I eased my way down to the kitchen, take one of the car keys, go through the garage, and I left. But I didn't leave. I parked the car outside and I sneaked back in to see what he was doing. The same tactics he used with Selma when he said he was in his bed sleeping when the police and them come for him.
Don't call the woman's name, because
sorry, okay. Yeah. When he was with his ex, when I came back, I just peeped. He went in because he thought I was going to call the police. He went in the bedroom and pretended to be sleeping. He covered himself down in blankets. I just turned my back and I went. And I didn't, well, as a matter of fact, I didn't see him again for a long time, because I stayed at my cousin's house for 2-3 days, and then I came back here when he left and went to Grenada. And then one of my cousins told me I need to get a restraining order. So I went and I got a restraining order against him. He was like for a few months. And then we went to court. And while I was in the court, and I look at my husband stood on the witness stand, and he lied. When I say virtually lied, and then I said to myself, I have actually really married a criminal. Because I had some recordings, but I didn't take it to court.
You were still protecting him.
I was still protecting him. I didn't take it to court. All what I want him to do was I didn't even want a permanent restraining order. I just wanted him to give me some space and some time, go away and give me some space and some time. Because two things, this man almost gave me a stroke.
Yeah,
I wasn't so.
But Agnes, he had a gun, he had a knife. He
didn't. I don't know whether he had a gun or a knife, but he threatened me.
He threatened. He said
to go and get a gun and a knife.
Right.
So I just wanted him to go away and think about his behavior, because I know we're going to go through divorce anyway. I'm not going back in this marriage. So eventually, when we went to court and those things, he gone and playing out, he's so sorry, blah blah blah. The judge allowed him to come back to the house. He came back to the house, and I told him, I said, when he came back, I said, please don't, because I have recordings. I don't want us to go back down that road. The day he came back to this house, he brought his brother.
Mm-hmm.
When he brought his brother, the brother verbally abused me.
Oh Lord.
That brother called me cockroach. He called me witch. He called me bitch. Is what name the brother didn't call me.
Mm-hmm.
He and the brother was saying that me, Agnes Pilgrim, left England and come here to piggyback on him. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That is my husband, but I am here piggybacking on him. I was in England. I was working. I had a company. I was doing well. I wasn't having any problems. I was able. I had everything. I had my own car. I bought an SUV for my daughter. I had 2 cars plus the SUV for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing well. And then I come here, and to have people treated me as if I am begging.
Right.
Eventually, that very sad night, the first day I come back from the court, that very sad night, and those things I'm telling you, I have evidence.
Right.
That man went into the bedroom. I had some clothes in there. I had clothes and things in there. The sister down South Florida was on the phone with him. She told him to throw all my clothes out of the bedroom. He came, he threw all my clothes on the ground here, on this chair, all around here. And I said to him, if you're going to throw my stuff out like that, let me come in and take it. I went into the bedroom to get it. He pushed me out. Go, get out, get out, get out, as if I was a dog. Eventually, I called the sheriff. And then when I called the sheriff, that's the first time I called the sheriff. He jumped in his car and he left. The sheriff come, they talk, and then them themselves left.
Yeah.
And then they told him not to go back to the house. And then from then, I didn't see him until a few months later. Maybe 2-3 months later, he stopped by. He came by. He came by, and then he for some reason, what will happen that if he come, maybe I will go to my cousins. So that day when he was leaving, I came back to the house and I was in my room. He came in there, trying to tell me, because by that time I didn't file for divorce, because I was so confused. I didn't even know if I'm going, if I'm coming. So he now jumped the gun and went and filed for divorce. And then he realized he didn't want the divorce. So he came now
Why
to
didn't you file for divorce?
What happened, we still had the family court business going, right? And we were about to file for divorce when he jumped the gun before us. So he went ahead of me. You understand? Because I was going to file for divorce and he knew that. So he jumped the gun. And in a way, I'm glad that he did that, because then he came back here now and begging me. You understand? Oh, in retrospect, I know that I have treated you badly. What? That was his words. In retrospect, I know I have treated you badly. Yes, you did. But what do you mean? Well, I wasn't gentle, I wasn't supportive, you know. And then when he realized that I wasn't going to fall for all his BS, he became aggressive. And then he was in my bedroom that day. He took my phone from me. Then he peeled the phone at me. And then he jumped in his car and he left. And I didn't see him again for a little while.
So this was nonstop. This is like a whole roller coaster of abuse.
So then, I want to list it because I want people to know what I went through. Then he came back sometime in July. When he came back in July, he sent me a message. Oh, as if we are. I blocked him on a lot of social. I left only one avenue in order to communicate about the house. So he sent me a message to say, I'm coming home tonight, as if a husband talking to a wife. So I told him, I said, when you get to the house, just message me and I'm going to unset the alarm. And that is another issue. I will tell you about the alarm in a minute. So he didn't have any password or anything for the alarm system.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came, I have to unset the alarm from work remotely for him. And the reason why he didn't have any access to the alarm is because he, while I was in the house here, the alarm system was on his name. And then I was here. And that was another violation of the restraining order. He could have gone back to prison. He in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the night, he will be setting and unsetting the alarm as if there was somebody in the house. So the alarm was waking me up, many nights the alarm waking me up. And then you had one time it was just so constant.
Mm-hmm.
I had to, I got the sheriff and them out. So the sheriff and them helped me with ADT so that we could have changed up everything on the system.
Right.
And then, but because he was the principal, I still had to wait.
Right.
So the ADT came and ADT was able to change everything. They put a door, a coded door.
No, I understand. So he still had access to the house even after all that process, all that, process.
He had access to the house because the ADT system was still in his name. So he wasn't. Oh my God! Wait,
yeah, your video. Yeah, guys. While you're figuring this out, let me just say, guys. We say everyone have a story. Everyone have a story to tell, and there's always three sides of the story. This is, of course, the Agnes side of the story, and she sent us some backup documents which we were able to verify, right? But again, if the accused person in this case, the man, the husband, want to share his story at any point in time, he has the right to do that as well, right? We have the open channel for him to do that. Okay. The information that she accused him of, she sent us backup information, and we were able to verify that this information is in fact accurate. All right. You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, your video still okay. Just hold on. No, hold on. All right, let me bring you back here. All right, okay, you're back here. So here's where I want to go, because we're about 5 minutes or so more to go on the program. Here's what I want to find out. with all of this stuff that happened, with all of the things that you found out about this man, with all of the things that you accuse him of, you said that he was married to a criminal. I know it's not as easy as just to walk out of the relationship. Um, did the relationship ever dissolve, and what is the current state of the relationship?
Oh, we are just waiting. We end up on almost in the final process of the divorce.
Okay, okay. Do you guys still live in the same building, in the same house?
Well, not technically, no, because he doesn't live here.
Okay, but he have
What,
access.
what he has access. What he does is come and go. Come and go as he pleases. Yeah, because
Right.
it's still his property.
Yeah, yeah. What, hindsight is always 2020. You could always look back and say, boy, I should have done this, I should have done that, I messed up, I ignored red flags. When you look back at everything that was done, what are some of the mistakes you think that you made, when you self-analyze the whole situation?
The thing about it is that I allow him to manipulate me. He's very, very manipulative. Very, very manipulative. And I allow him to manipulate me. I allow him to lead, like when you respect a man in a relationship, you allow them to take the lead. And that was my main issue. I allow him to take the lead. Even like in August last year, I had an episode here where I was taken to hospital with the ambulance because of the stress. For 3 days, he was talking in my ear.
Yes.
Then I get sick, I went to hospital. And then he didn't even stop there. One day he accused me of taking documents. The man jumped on me here on this chair. When he realized I was going to call the sheriff, he took my phones.
Oh, wow.
By the time I get my phones back, I went out to my car in the car to call the sheriff. When I went out in the car to call the sheriff, he came out there not knowing I was on the phone with the sheriff. And he was caught on the 911 call attacking me.
Oh, wow.
With all that, not one day has he been arrested. When the sheriff came and he asked me, he said, the guy asked me, he said, what do you want me to do? I said, just go in there and talk to him. He's a nurse. He got arrested. He went through a period, and he always telling people, I call the sheriff on you. Most of the time I call the sheriff on them here. I ain't call them because I want to call them to arrest you. I just want you to behave yourself.
Yeah, but he wasn't arrested because you didn't want him arrested. You was protecting him. You continue to protect him. You think that you facilitated him?
I don't think so. Sometimes you feel, let me tell you something. Regardless of what my husband is doing, I still think he needs help. I think he has the period when he had the problem with his ex-wife and the children, and he went to jail. That has affected him. That has affected him to the point where sometimes I think he gets angry. And the reason why I'm saying that, he's somebody that I like a lot, but somebody I cannot be with. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I have actually know that certain times in the night, it's like post-traumatic stress, he will get up and scream,
Right.
So I know that it's more
but I think,
mental.
I think you being someone who understands this whole mental state, mental illness issue, I think the way how you could have helped him better is not necessarily facilitate him and continue to facilitate him, but instead get him the help that he might
You
need.
cannot. That's the problem. I went to therapy. With all the abuse that why I think I could be able to talk to you today. I am in therapy.
Right.
I've been having therapy now for almost a year.
Is he in therapy?
No, he wouldn't do it.
Okay.
He wouldn't do it. I've been asking him even before we got married that he has to do it. but he wouldn't do it, you know. And I think the wake up call for him was that night when he almost ran me over with the car. You know, he just reversed. I can't even believe that he came from the garage straight towards where I was standing, nipped my car because I went around the back of the car, and then drove the car back in the garage and parked. You were not going anywhere.
Right.
You know, and I think when he realized the because of the anger, when he realized the gravity, I know he was reacting to something that I did, which I should not have done.
Right.
So,
I think
but not about that I should not have done, but
I think you are blaming yourself. I think you are making excuses for him, and that's just me listening. Right? I can
no. I actually, in a way, like me, he's a nurse and he's practicing,
right.
but in my opinion, he needs to leave
He needs
because
help. He needs
he
help.
hasn't, apart from he needing the help, he hasn't been truthful to the board of nursing. Because once you get arrested in Florida here, and you are registered with the board of nursing, you are supposed to report your arrest to the boards.
Yes. New York.
You're supposed to arrest, and then he got a plea deal with the prosecutor, and he had a misdemeanor. Yes, you had a misdemeanor. You did community service. You got a record expunged. Okay, that is fine, but you're supposed to report it to the boards. But you didn't. And what he had been doing is like he was using me. That is what I came to realize. He was using me to be his excuse. Like when the employer and them asked him, why were you not working between January 2016 to July 2017? He will tell them that he was in England with me for 18 months, which was not true. So I told him to stop using me as an excuse, you know, and he wouldn't. So I sent an email to Nancy to tell Nancy that
no names.
Yeah, I sent an email to somebody to tell them that this is what I know and this is what he is doing, you know. So they should actually get him to press the truth. And eventually they did the investigation and they let him go because he wasn't truthful in his applications. So the thing about it is that, and why I'm saying that too, is because he has actually demonstrated things to me that I know that he needed help. Like the last place that he worked here before he started doing the travel job, he was sacked because he assaulted a patient. So this need to come to a head, you know. He needs to stop practicing for a while and concentrate on himself. Getting that help.
I'm no doctor, definitely not no doctor in any field. But I think I would agree with a lot of the viewers here when we say that this man has, well, based on the story that you're sharing with us, because again, as we say, there are three sides to a story. He might appear and contradict this story 100%. He might have a completely different, story to tell from his perspective, right? So, but from what you are telling us, right, the assessment that I could see is that, he obviously seem like someone who needs help. And you said to me earlier that he don't drink, you never see him smoke. So it's not like because when he drink, he gets drunk and then he acts.
And that is what get me scared of him, because if you, the first time I saw him break things in this house, I said, but this is not normal. You don't pick up things and just start breaking, you know? I was like really, really scared. And I said, you don't drink, you don't smoke. Why are you breaking things? Why?
Yeah.
You know? And those are the kind of, if you can get angry to the point that you're going to break things, I really, in my opinion, if the family and them was very good people and they came to me and they talk and those things, we could have tried to get him. Is only one of the cousins I spoke to who have said she think in her opinion when she saw him that he needed help.
Yes.
You understand?
I think based on what you're sharing that he does need help. Hopefully he accept that and get the necessary help that he needs.
But then if you look at it again, you see, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, I have actually come across this type of patients when I walk. I will call him a patient because you have those patients that has personality disorder, and to me, he has the one that you call the manipulative one. So,
Right.
and with this personality disorder, it doesn't only be like the personality disorder. They could even have bits of psychosis with it also. You know.
Right.
So I mean, look at yesterday. You damage your own car,
Right. Yeah.
and then you tell me I damage your car. Not even you didn't even think that I can just go next door and ask the neighbor to just show us the camera. You don't do that. And that is what shut him down when I said to him, I said, look, there's one camera there, there's one there, there's one there, one there. My camera is here, so he didn't take that part of the garage. But all the cameras around there, we'll take it up. That is what shut him down yesterday, to know that you are telling a lie.
Right. 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 But listen, we have to wrap here. But
Okay.
I don't think that there's reconciliation. I mean, nobody could tell
No,
it.
no, no. There wouldn't. To tell you the truth, I
Yeah.
told you there wouldn't be any. I cannot live with my patient.
Right. What a way to put
That
it.
is how I see it. I can't live. If not only that, but if he was willing to go and seek help,
Right.
then I can actually say. But even still, then, if no, you want to go and seek help, there's no reconciliation. I will never go back there, because one, almost my blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure, and my blood pressure went up to almost 200 over 100.
Wow. Yeah.
So I cannot risk my physical health for him.
Right.
This man is going to give me a stroke.
Nothing more. Listen, I wish you all the best going forward with the situation here. But I think that when someone listens to this story, I think that there's a lot that people could learn, because there were some red flags, although you didn't see it. Some of our viewers identified it as potential red flags. And
yeah, there was. When I look back now, I think there was a few red flags. But remember, I told you when I started this relationship, it was more like a helping relationship.
right. Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to get him back to normality.
Yes.
He was way far gone.
Yeah.
And he always saying, "Oh, I know you have been good to me. Of course, I have been good to you, and I bring you that far." But because you have this manipulation in your nature, and you didn't really want me as a wife. You wanted me to come and help you financially, or not even help you financially. I think my opinion, what I infer from this, is that you're going to come. I am going to use your money to buy whatever, and I'm going to be the one that's going to be controlling everything. In the end, maybe if I wasn't smart enough, 10 years down the line, I was going to end up with nothing.
Right.
10 years from now, I could have actually thinking that I'm an equal, and because Florida is a community property state, it wasn't going to happen here in Florida.
Right.
But he already hinted to me moving states.
Right.
So he had a plan.
Yeah. Listen, we're gonna continue to update our affair and see how we progress from here. Right.
Okay, thank you.
I'm happy that you decided to share this story, because again, I think a lot of people that's watching could learn from it. But we'll continue to get
one of the things I want there to learn from is that when, like, people, I know a lot of men come from America and go home and start having relationships with women and trying to bring them here. Make sure that when you're coming here, you're coming in a relationship where you're going to be an equal partner. Not a relationship where you're coming and you're going to be the person that's going to be doing everything, or you're going to walk and this person is going to take everything away from you. It's too much a similar situation that I've actually encountered all the time.
Yeah. You're so right. You're so right. Thanks again. We're going to keep in touch. We appreciate you. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, guys. Whoa. Now listen, I said this before. I must say it again, guys. Love is blind, right? And in no situation you could just tell somebody they're going through this, just pick up and get out of the relationship. It is not that easy. It is not that easy to just say, you know what? I'm just going to leave. Forget about that. I'm going to leave. You can't. It's difficult. The person have to be ready and willing to get out. When they had enough, they had enough. But no, brother, sister, nobody could tell them to get out of the relationship. They have to be ready to do so. Let's take a quick break, guys, and we'll be right back.
Hello, Grenada. It's TGIF time again with the NLA. Thank goodness it's Friday. Every Friday in March, place 5 bets or more in a single ticket purchase on Cash 4, Pick 3 or Play Away. You automatically receive a Quick Pick inline ticket valued at $1. NLA is giving back more plays, more chances, more opportunities, and more prizes. Remember, when you play, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Promotion ends March 31st. You must be 18 years and over to participate.
Hey guys, again, we say thank you for watching. Don't forget, Ridealong Live is a platform where everyone has a story to tell. Yeah, everyone has a story to tell. And if you have a story to tell, we want to hear it. I want to tell you about a couple of things happening. First and foremost, this year, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be having and happy to have the launch of Carnival, Spice Mass Carnival we're talking about, right? We're going to talk about Vinci Carnival and Crapova shortly. But we're talking about Spice Mass launch. Yeah, they're going to be having a Spice Mass launch. Guess what? In New York. In New York, right? And that they're also going to be mini launches as well in Florida, in Georgia, and in Canada. So Spice Mass launch, Spice Mass Diaspora launch is taking place on the 7th of May, right? 7th of May, guys. It would replicate what happened in Grenada, and it would hype up for the folks, you who want to travel on for Carnival. So if you're in Canada, if you're in Georgia, Miami, wherever you are, you could be a part of the celebration right here. In New York, it's going to be at a massive location. We're going to post the address so you guys can get a ticket. Tickets, early bird ticket, I think starting at what, $40? But you won't believe the lineup of artists that they're going to have here for Spice Mass launch in New York. It's real amazing. Big artists. We're starting the fete in New York City, Spice Mass launch in New York, and that's going down on May 7th. You don't want to miss it. Tomorrow, I'm going to have some more information. They have tickets that's going to go out on sale pretty soon. It's going to be an amazing event. But they're also going to be having a Spice Mass launch where? In Grenada. A Spice Mass launch in Grenada. That's on April 28th. April 28th, Spice Mass launch in Grenada. You could click that link right there for more information on the Spice Mass launch in Grenada. And that is on the 28th. The 28th, Real Vibes Spice Mass launch. Now, Carnival launching, Real Vibes happening. We're telling you about Amazing Colors, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing Colors. Don't forget, if you're playing Monday Night Mass, you're going to be playing Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors. I have something to show you guys. I should have loaded it up before. Let me see if I could get it. So, if you are interested in bringing a section in Amazing Colors, we have that option where you now could have a group or a section, either way. Just contact us for more information, how you could be a part of Amazing Colors. Let me see if I could, okay, let me pull this up. I want to show you guys a little something that Amazing Colors is going to be doing for this year. It's going to be Real Vibes in Grenada this year. Let me see if I could pull up this thing. Where that thing is by Festival. Let me see if I could pull it up. Give me a second, guys. I might show you guys something. Festival. That's it. Yeah, there it is. There it goes. All right. So for Spice Mass this year, Amazing Color is going to be doing something called well, we haven't even released the full vibe yet, but it is lights, it's colors, it is. I'm so tempted to tell you guys the theme. I'm so tempted to tell you the theme. I'll tell you the theme next week. But guys, Monday Night Mass package goes on sale in March. Believe it or not, Monday night package for Amazing Colors is going to be available in March. All right. And trust me, you want to get your package early because, as you know, packages will sell out real fast. So it's Amazing Colors, Monday Night Mass, Spice Mass Edition, Grenada Carnival. Also, we're going to be telling you guys about Juve. You could also play Juve with Amazing Colors. It's called Mass and Jabbing Color. We will tell you about that. and your Monday wear on the road. So remember, Spice Mass launch happening in New York. Spice Mass launch in New York. Then we have Spice Mass first Spice Mass launch in Grenada on April 28th. Spice Mass launch in New York. Monday night mass with amazing colors. And your carnival sort out. Your carnival sort out. Real vibes, guys. Remember, when you get your tickets, you think it's Mardi Gras, right? Do you think so? We go see. So get ready, guys. I know some of you guys already purchased your tickets for Spice Mass. So don't delay. Just get your tickets get your package for Monday Night Mass one time. All right? All right. Guys, I was telling you that we still do have space for people who want to travel to Dubai with us. We're asking you to check out the link, click the link, and let's head on to Dubai. Dubai. Happening in October, but you can still get your seat package right now. Ridealstravel.com. Right, Jacinta. Stay calm. We will tell you the price for the packages soon. All right. But Amazing Colors always deliver. It's amazing. It must be amazing. It must be amazing, guys. Anyway, good night. See you guys tomorrow. Remember also that Ridealong Live is the platform where everyone has a story to tell. If you have a story to tell and you want to share it with us, please inbox us. We'd love to hear your story. On behalf of all of our production team here at Ridealong Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, thank you so much. We have Gail, we have Kibbs, and Deanne Fraser. Good night, everyone. Catch you guys again tomorrow, Thursday.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
On Saturday, March 18th, it's time to report for duty as New Face Promotion presents Revo Dance 19.
Do you know what it means to have a revolution?
Revo Dance 19.
Here I come with love and nothing.
All taking place at 178 Newport Street, Brooklyn, New York. Get your $40 tickets now. More at the door. For ticket info, contact 347-304-5453. And you must be 21 and over. Music by Exterminator Sound. Live from Canada. From New York, Joe Bailey, Silence, No Apology, DJ Synergy, and DJ Hot Stepper. Table and bottle packages available. Dress code Army Green or camouflage. A special prize for the best dress, male or female. And listen, when you buy your ticket early, you can win a return ticket with JetBlue to Grenada in the month of May and June 2023. It's Revo Dance 19, Saturday, March 18, 178 Newport Street.
Here are the top reasons to choose Ridealong Live for your wedding video production. Now, your wedding day is one of the most important days of your life. It is a day that you would want to cherish and remember forever. That's why it's important to choose the right company to handle your wedding video production. Here are some of the reasons why you should choose us. Professionalism. Now, we are a team of experienced professionals who are dedicated to providing high-quality video production services. We have worked with countless couples to capture their special day and create videos that they can cherish for a lifetime. Attention to details. Now we understand that every wedding is unique. That's why we take the time to get to know and understand our client's individual need. We pay attention to every detail, from lighting to song to the editing, to ensure that your video is perfect. Creativity. We are always looking for new and innovative ways to capture that special day. We use the latest equipment and techniques to create a video that are both beautiful and unique. Customization. We understand that every couple has different needs and preferences. That is why we offer customizable packages to meet your every need. We work with you to create a package that meets your budget and your vision. And last but not least, customer satisfaction. Now, our goal is to provide you with a video that you would love. We are committed to customer satisfaction, and we'll work with you in every step of the way to ensure that you're happy with the final product. Choose Ridealong Live for your wedding video production, and let us capture the special day in a way that you can cherish forever. Speak to our dedicated representative. Call 718-701-5720. We travel worldwide. Ridealong Media Group. Always amazing, always exceeding your expectations.
Phillips Carpentry and Cleaning Service Inc., providing exceptional carpet and cleaning, floor installation, refinishing, home renovations, drywall, painting, plastering, doors and moldings, electrical and plumbing, and much more. We are a one-stop shop for all your professional needs. Give us a call today on 718-221-5572. That is 718-221-5572. Or you can call our cell on 917-939-3192. Check out our sales on all services. We're located at 218 Schenectady Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Phillips Carpentry and Cleaning Service Inc.